Hello, DigiFam. It is I, Prodigious, and I'm here on this All Hallows Eve to bring to you something truly scary. Now, this deck is fun. This deck is something that was dominating the format quite a bit before it got hit with some restrictions over and over and over to try and quelch it. But here I have my own twist on this deck, and I hope you enjoy it, while some others will definitely have nightmares about it. But let's go ahead and get into it. You may already start to see some patterns arise in terms of what this deck is. But what we have here is a mill deck. Start things off, we have Demimeri from BT15. On deletion, by trashing one level 5 or higher Digimon, you draw 2. That'll be our Digi-Egg of choice. We're running one copy of the bad boy that got limited to 1 of Gabumon from BT2. On deletion, draw 2, pitch 1. Running 2 copies of Guilmon. On deletion, this was deleted by an effect, gain a memory. 3 copies of Guilmon from EX3. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. If no Digimon was deleted by this effect, trash top 2 of both players' decks. And of course, the other restricted boy of Eismon Scatter Mode. On deletion, draw 3, pitch 2. Then I'm running 1 copy of Porcumon. He has blocker, and he also has the on-play of trash top 2 of your deck. Then we're running 4 copies of Black Growlmon. When digivolving, both players trash top 2 cards of their decks. Then you may return 1 Guilmon or 1 Digimon card with Growlmon or Gallantmon its name from your trash to your hand. On deletion, inheritable is you may return 1 Guilmon or 1 Digimon card with Growlmon or Gallantmon its name from your trash to your hand. Then 4 copies of Black War Growlmon. Also from EX4. When digivolving, both players trash top 3 cards of their deck, then choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 3000 or less and delete them. For every 10 cards in both players' trash combined, add 2000 to the maximum DP you can choose with this effect. So as you can see, we do a little bit of milling, a little bit of some board control. Now on to the main event. We have 3 out of the 4 Dark Masters, and there's a reason for that I'll explain in a moment. We of course have Machinedramon. On play when attacking, digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Of course, the rule is built into him that he can't digivolve except for into a white Digimon. End of your opponent's turn, delete this Digimon, then play 1 Digimon with Dark Master trait other than Machinedramon from your hand without paying the cost. And inheritable is Reboot. Metal Seedramon. On play, when attacking, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. And then, similar effect as Machinedramon on the other 2 texts. Inheritable is Blocker. And the final out of the 3 Dark Masters that we are running is Piedmon. On play when attacking, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Inheritable effect is Retaliation, and of course the rest of the same text. Now for the spice that really brings this version of the deck together. I'm running a little sweep of Raidenmon here. 3 copies to be exact. Raidenmon here says on play when digivolving, you may place 1 Fujinmon, Raigenmon, and Suigenmon from your trash at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards in any order, then gain 1 memory for each card placed. Now, he does have a when attacking effect. You could potentially play this guy hard up if you needed to. So I'll go ahead and go over his when attacking effect. When attacking is a total number or total colors of level 6 cards in this Digimon's Digivolutions is 3 or more. This Digimon gets plus 3000 DP until the next time your opponent's turn ends. Weird way of wording it. If it has 4 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon de-digivolves 1. Now, as for the rest of these guys that come in this little sweep here, we're running 2 copies of each. We have Sujinmon. The only thing you need to really care about on these guys is their hand effect. Hand, main. If you have a Digimon with Justimon or Raidenmon in its name, you may pay 1 memory and place this card as the bottom Digivolution card of one of those Digimon. He also has a inheritable of when attacking, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand. Then you have Fujinmon, similar thing. Pay a memory and tuck him under. Inheritable of when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with a DP of 5000 or less. That Digimon cannot unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. And then last, same thing with here with Raidenmon. You can tuck him for 1. And when attacking inheritable, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000. Now you can, in a random scenario, you could potentially play Raidenmon just to go ahead and start slowly tucking these guys underneath him. But in reality, what you really want is to get all these different guys in the trash. Every single one of them. You want to get them in your hand, but then you also want to get them in your trash. Alright, now on to our options. We are running Heavy Machine Digimon's Advance. It's a 0 cost option. Main effect is you can trash 1 card with Cyborg or Machine as traits in your hand to have all your level 6 Digimon with Machine in their traits gain Rush, and on play, if this Digimon has Digivolution cards, it gains Blitz. Now, that can only happen every so often, like I said, with the Raidenmon package. But you're mainly wanting to just play this card for free, and then just pitch a card from your hand. Likewise, with its security effect, you may trash 1 card with Cyborg or Machinist traits in your hand, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost less than or equal to the trash card's play cost. And of course, we're running Calling from Darkness. Everybody should know what this guy does. For 1 memory, you delete one of your Digimon, then get 2 purple Digimon back from the trash. You don't actually have to have a Digimon on board to use this effect. You can still go ahead and pay the 1. Nothing to pop, but you played it anyway, so you get back 2. Darkness Wave that came out of the Mastamon starter deck. Trash the top 3 cards of your deck. That's the main thing about it. Just trashing those cards. Alright. Then we have 3 Lament of Friendships. Now, the only thing you need to know about this card that's important to know is its security effect is to activate the main, and the main effect for you in this deck is return 1 Digimon card from your trash to your hand. That is it. Doesn't go by a certain color, doesn't go by a certain type, doesn't go by a certain level, just return any 1 Digimon from trash to hand. Now, on to our tamers. We are running Marvin Jackson in here. Reason why is because of just one little simple line of text. Start your main phase by trashing 1 card with Machine or Cyborg trait, or of course SOC, which we don't have in here. You gain 1 memory. Again, this is just another way to go ahead and get stuff out of our hand and into our trash as soon as possible. Then we're running 3 copies of the old school Matt Ashita. He's a memory fixer. And when you play him, you get to bring back 1 purple option or Digimon from your trash to your hand. It does have to be a purple Digimon. And our last tamer is Analog Youth. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card among them and trash the rest. All turns, when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Digivolution cards is deleted, you may suspend this tamer. If you do, gain 1 and then hatch if you have an empty space. Now, as you can see here, this is definitely a mill deck because we are running the big bad himself, Apocalymon. The one that really gives you nightmares. Because what this deck is all about is not just getting the Dark Masters out so you can play Apocalymon. No, you want to get these guys in trash as well. Because the way the combo works is after you get everything in trash, but you have a Pokemon in hand, you play him. Now, what does he do? He says when this card will be played by placing up to 3 Dark Master trait cards with different names from your battle area or trash under it, reduce the play cost by 4 for each one. So once you get at least 3 Dark Masters, you can play him. It becomes only a 3 cost. So you're following so far? The next big thing you do is you abuse this end of turn effect. So let's say you go ahead and get your Dark Masters underneath him. You're still passing turn. Great, because now you're going to activate the rest of it. End of your turn, once per turn, by placing 1 level 6 or lower card from your trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Activate 1 on-play effect on that card as an effect on this Digimon. Then, trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck for each of this Digimon's level 6 Digivolution cards. So now you see where I'm going here? Once we have our 4 Cyborg machines and our Dark Masters in trash, hard play him, soak up at least 1 of each of our Dark Masters. Now we'll have Reboot, Blocker, and Retaliation. Then we start the pass turn. We absorb Raidenmon. Raidenmon's on play, says we absorb Fujin, Raijin, and Sujinmon as well. And then on top of that, we gain back 3 memory. But before it's all over with, at the end of the turn, you're also going to be milling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2. That is 14 cards from your opponent's deck, all in one fell swoop. You combine that with the little bit of milling that you're doing early game with your Black Growlmon package down here, and you'll be pretty much set. Now, the reason why I have Marvin Jackson in here is because besides Piedmon, Metal Seedramon and Machine Dramon are both cyborg types, so they work with him. And again, they're also all machine cyborg types, so they work with the heavy machine Digimon's Advance. At least for the whole just purposes of pitching a card to get it out of your hand. Maybe even on that rare occasion of it popping out of security and you want to pitch one of your mini pieces out of your hand just to blow something up. Now, I originally held off on doing this deck profile for a long time and kept sitting on it myself because I felt time, if it got out, people could really abuse it because it's really tempting to think about milling your opponent for 14 cards on the one play. But now that we have something like Impildramon Paladin mode, and we also have, of course, Omnimon Merciful mode, there is ways to combat not just purple decks, but the trash mechanic itself. But it's still a very fun deck to play. I can see why it ran rampant for so long. But anyway, you're going to soon also see some video gameplay.